Interesting question from the chat. Do you think Osu Standard is still better than Laser? Because I've been playing Laser for 2 days now, and I finished a lot of maps that I cannot do in Standard, but some maps I mostly hit 100 and 300, so I don't know whether to switch to Laser or not. I prefer Osu Standard over Laser. That doesn't mean that Osu Standard is better than Laser. I never said that. I prefer Osu Standard because I'm pretty sure if you try something for 10 years, you're definitely going to prefer that over anything else, you know? Osu Standard is like, you know, a familiar friend. And Osu Laser is like the new kid on the block that just pulled up, who says that they're better than everyone. Obviously, I'm going to prefer my familiar friend. All right, chat, let's continue on with this thread then, shall we? Oh, but to answer your question though, I play on Laser because I want to be a part of the future of the game, and Osu Laser is without a doubt the future for the game. With that being said, I will hop between the two clients. Like, there's still a lot of things that Stable, you know, people, a lot of top players especially still prefer Stable, and so I will hop back on Stable for, you know, specific reasons. So yeah. Ed, have you had to order pen nibs off of Wacom Store? I'm wondering how long it takes as I'm ordering them now from Canada. I've just ordered them off of Amazon, so it just takes 2-day shipping because I have Amazon Prime. I've never ordered them directly off of the Amazon, the Wacom Store, because again, I can just either get them in person or get them there. Off of Amazon. So Ed, Laser was easier to pass the maps, right? I mean, mechanically speaking, Osu Laser is different. The game mechanics are changed. Like, note lock is a lot more lenient, which makes it easier to hit objects. Slider leniency is different as well, so like it's harder to get good accuracy on sliders. It's just different. It's just different. A lot of people say it's easier. That's cool. I also agree with that. All right. Anyways, let's continue on this thread. So I read through the scenario. Imagine two players completely new to the game, and they have reached decent proficiency at reading maps and can barely hit a triplet. Now they're interested in improving their streaming. Player A's approach is playing fast, bursty maps. What player A might find is, damn, I can't hit this burst. My fingers won't move fast enough. What happens when you try to use an inefficient technique to hit a fast speed? You'll find your whole arm mechanism locks up. Wrist, fingers, everything. A bunch of forces fighting amongst themselves, making the stream unhittable. Now, there are multiple parts that happen from this point. Player A might say, I must try harder. If they continue down this path, their technique has a 99% chance of being bricked. Now, there's an alternate path if they say, how can I prevent locking? What can I do to allow myself to hit this burst? Now they're using a trial and error approach to potentially land on something that may work. Now, this decision making is not something active. It's happening at a subconscious level. I actually disagree with this part. I had a conscious decision to like try different things, you know? Player B, I want to be crystal clear that an inefficient technique can perform well at lower speeds. The problems arise once you start to push it. Now, player B has an entirely different approach. They decide that they're going to build streaming from the ground up. They decide to use long stream practice maps approach starting at a low BPM. They're going to focus on feeling the burn in their forearm. Everything is smooth sailing, and suddenly they hit a wall. Now, this is where the problem arises because how does this player's decision tree look like compared to player A? This player is most likely going to believe that they need more strength and more power. Why? Because they're clearly hitting the lower BPM streams, so all they have to do is play more. False. What most likely happened is they learn an inefficient motion at a lower speed that falls apart at higher speeds. This inefficiency has now been ingrained into their motion, and they will keep trying to push it. Do you see how? If you go about this approach and you have no idea what you're doing, you don't even have a chance to diagnose the problem as with player A's approach. At least there was a chance. Now you have effectively reduced your chances to almost zero of finding the correct motion. Remember, there's a chance for a small percentage of humans to have the correct technique automatically, so it will be smooth sailing all the way up, but this is unlikely. There's also a misconception that finger strength equals finger speed. This is entirely false. You can have insane finger strength, strong grip, etc., but if your technique sucks, your streaming speed will suck. Strength and finger speed do not have a strong correlation. If you look at someone hitting a fast stream, what you most likely see is, wow, fingers go burr. You completely miss what may be going on under the hood. If their forearm is not visible, it's hard to tell what they're doing. In some cases, you can infer forearm rotation is being used by looking at the knuckles. If they're not moving much, it means the extensors are not that active, which increases the probability that forearm rotation is the main driver by a high chance, especially if it's a fast stream that looks to be hit effortlessly. Forearm rotation is best identified seeing the forearm at a side angle. Top down is the worst possible angle because you might be misidentifying high arm tension as rotation. It's a very specific signature which is hard to spot at full speed most of the time. It's literally a high frequency at fast speeds, low amplitude oscillation, which looks like this. What? Imagine something like this when watching the clips. Pay close attention to the forearm and look for a vibration. Think of this vibration as an engine where the speed is generated. It is not generated in the finger/finger flexors or whatever. Look here at the forearm. Okay. Aimbot cone. Damn, they went out of their way to clip all this stuff? Harrison? Okay, I can't tell if that was his forearm or his webcam shaking. Okay. Lifeline. I can kind of see what they're making. Like it's like this rotation of their forearm up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Oh damn, how does this dude play with no elbow support? Oh my god. The clip includes single taps as long with the burst. I use it because you can see the whole forearm clearly and clearly see the vibrations through during the burst. Ninarek and Ninarek 2. You can clearly see the vibration in the first clip and focus only on the sleeve in the second clip. It's moving because of what? There's obviously a vibration. This player might have the most efficient forearm rotation in this entire game. I mean, Ninarek is also jacked, so like, hey, pop off. Dude, Ninarek blows my mind. Like, actually, like, it confuses me to a certain point. Like, Ninarek thinks, or Ninarek's big problem right now is that he thinks that he is unattractive. Which is fucking mind-blowing to me. I talked with him at COE, and that's literally what he told me. What the fuck, dude? He is like the best looking Osu player I've ever seen in my life. Just kidding. Dabble app exists. But you get it. Anyways. Xylus. Oh, wait. Ninarek Extra. It's hard to see the rotation from this angle. If you slow down the video to 0.25 to 0.5 speed, you can spot it. You can spot the vibration at times, but it's another variable which adds to the usage of forearm rotation, which adds to the usage of forearm rotation is watch the fingers at the knuckle. The extensors are barely involved, and he is using his index finger kind of as a pivot point, which would only work with a rotary mechanic. It's actually similar to a trilling technique in guitar playing. There is some nuance, but this illustrates it perfectly, and both motions originate from the forearm. I'm trying to look at this part of the forearm, but like I'm not really seeing like that up and down movement. But let's continue on. Low-key don't see it. His forearm on the table is not moving. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Another variable which adds to the usage of forearm rotation is watch the fingers at the knuckle. The extensors are barely involved, and he's using his index finger kind of as a pivot point, which would only work with a rotary mechanic. The knuckles, like right here. Alright, I'm confused. I don't get it. Anyways. Now this is what... Oh, wait. Hold on. Maybe they're talking about the clip down here. Maybe this paragraph is referencing the stuff down here. Huh. Similar to this trilling technique in guitar playing.
Okay? That's a trill. Now what I was doing is I was trilling, if you were wondering what's...
Huh. Okay. Now, this is what not to do. I don't have anything against these players. They just happen to fit the criteria for this illustration. They have managed to push an inefficient technique to an above average performance. This is also what most people do, or some variation of this. BTMC. Damn. The first example. Called out. Exposed. Okay, let's watch the clip first. Hey, my technique has gotten better since then, okay? All right, this is old. All right, this is outdated. Chat, this is outdated. I swear, it's outdated. Chat, I don't mash my keyboard that hard. I only mash it like half as hard. But I also have half the amount of skill now. So, like... the tension here is beyond maximized. So many unnecessary movements are added to deal with the inefficiency and level of tension this technique produces. His shoulder and jaw are also exerting maximum tension. Holy shit! Holy shit! Is this the same setup? Not really. This was back when I was at the old Box house, and I was streaming from the living room. Also, I had some pizza rolls on my desk. Shout out to pizza rolls. Damn right. Captain. This concept is similar to BTMC, but less erratic. The extensors are set heavily engaged, lifting the fingers high off of the keys causes lots of tension. See the movements in the wrist? These are produced to alleviate him from the tension of his technique produces. Interesting. Fun Orange. Heavy extensor engagement. This might be the highest finger lifting out of these players. In the second clip, you can see his technique completely falls apart on a burst. And then Zoodinator Exact same concept as the previous two. Finger extensors heavily involved. They're attacking each key from the knuckle. The fingers are moving very rigidly. The main thing here is the way the ring finger and pinky are moving along with the middle finger. This 100% confirms it's a finger-only technique, causing lots of tension and inefficiency. It's important to understand the way it's moving along because in forearm rotation, they move along in a different manner. Imagine your hand as a table tennis racket / paddle. The whole object rotates. So if forearm rotation were to be done correctly, the whole hand is rotating along with the forearm, causing the ring finger / pinky finger to move along in the case of an index / middle finger stream. I'll show an example. Wait, but this kind of looks like... This kind of seems like Ninrak's technique, though. Like, you can see, like, her forearm, like, moving up and down and stuff. Also, how the fuck does Zudi play with the ring on? Excuse me? Okay, this I can see that she's using her, like, fingers, lifting her fingers up and down. Yeah, that makes sense. From this angle, it kind of just seems like she's rotating her wrist. Anyways. What's the common thing amongst these players? High tension and exaggerated finger movement. Just compare it to Ninrak and notice how fluid the motion is. Watch how the ring / pinky fingers are flowing with the hand. They're not generating any individual movement. Another thing to note is that this is 270 BPM. Even if you were not aware of anything I've typed in this post, if you compare this specific clip to the players in the second group, who looks like they're having an easier time? Players in the second group are all playing lower speeds, yet their technique looks rigid and ready to break at any point. Now, this is where you have to use your brain a bit. If you look at the visible oscillations of the forearms in the clips, it's important to understand it's not a vertical motion. It's a rotation around the x-axis. It's just the perspective that makes it look dubious. You have to understand the context. Visible forearm vibration is present. The game is giving visual feedback that the stream is being with 300, not the most reliable. The audio feedback of the game and the taps on the keyboard are relatively even, most reliable. This is not forearm rotation. Huh? This is a vertical vibration of the forearm, tensing the forearm to maximum and causing it to spasm. Avoid doing this at all costs. Some slowed down examples of forearm rotation from the best perspectives I can find so you can see the motion without a doubt. I extracted around 20 frames from around 30 frames which contained movement. I slowed down the frames and annotated it so you can clearly see the rotation. This means that all of these motions occurred within 0.3 seconds, which is ridiculously fast. Pronation, supination, pronation, supination. What the fuck? Aimbot cone. So they're not actually like using their fingers at all? It's all in their wrist? What the fuck? the fuck? Lifeline? Pronation, supination. So supination is when you're lifting on the thumb side. Pronation is when you're lifting on the pinky side. So like when I start a stream, I would do a supination first. No, I would do a I would do a supination first to hit my ring finger, then a pronation movement to hit my index finger. Cause like so like this is an exaggerated movement, right? I use C and B as my keys. So like how I typically do is like I will tap like this. This is my ring finger. You can see that I'm clearly using like my wrist. I can feel like my extensor being used here when lifting up my ring finger, right? Same thing with my index finger. I can feel like an extensor being used like all the way back here. But what they're saying is that the supination movement would be me basically rotating my wrist to the left, not using my extensor muscles at all, and just like doing that, and then lifting it back like this. So I'm not using my extensor muscles at all. But like this feels weird. You're making a vertical movement? A vertical movement? How do I make this rotation? Like, what would I do to rotate it? Like, is this vertical? Like, this is what I'm assuming they're doing. Oh, what's up, Wolf? So this is wrong. This is vertical. How do I make it rotational? Such a forearm rotation piano class?
Here's how to play Hanon exercise number 6 at the piano. And as with all Hanon exercises, remember this is not a finger strengthening exercise because your fingers don't have muscles in them. The muscles that control the fingers are back here. So don't think of this as doing push-ups or anything like that, otherwise you're going to hurt yourself. But rather these exercises help us work the mechanics of the wrist, the arm, and for this one in particular, forearm rotation. Forearm rotation, that's the same motion that you use when you turn a doorknob, and it's really handy for zigzaggy patterns like this one. So you can practice this by slowly rotating to the left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And the finger that's repeating, you want to keep that close to the key and almost sort of throw your hand at the changing notes. And I'm still using the fingers, but this rotation action is supporting my fingers. Similar idea here with the left hand, rotating to the left, right, this time trying to keep this finger close to the key, left, right, and also making sure I keep my shoulder and elbow relaxed. All the action is coming from here, forearm rotation, and also motion from my fingers because the fingers are still doing the work of playing. Then coming back down, similar idea, rotating, and then of course the left hand. And then when you put the hands together, as long as you speed it up incrementally, making sure you're still using this forearm rotation action, it should feel quite easy to play.
They still seem like they're just doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like turning a doorknob. Like what? Now, if you don't get how forearm rotation works because it's not a forearm rotation on its own, the rotation is just a source of the correct positive energy, but it has to work in tandem with everything else, the shoulder, the wrist, the fingers. Anything you do is to oppose this whole system will introduce inefficiency. Lifting fingers, doing weird motions with the wrist, all this impacts the efficiency of the system. I'll demonstrate it using something mechanical, what you can conceptualize. Imagine a sewing machine, and you see at face value this. Oh, wow. Isn't that familiar? An up-down motion. Wow, wow, wow. The needle goes burr. Okay, but what happens when you look under the hood? What do you see? I see an up-down motion generated by rotation. Now, obviously, we can't rotate our arms continuously in a 360-degree motion, but the overall concept is the same. Now, in older sewing machines, they used to have a mechanism called vibrating shuttle. This thing functions exactly how you would approach strings/piano trills with a forearm rotation approach.
The first patent was for the vibrating shuttle lock-stitch machine. Although it's called a vibrating shuttle, it actually oscillates back and forth, and inside it is a small bobbin of thread. As it moves forward, it catches the top thread from the needle, forming a loop. And as the shuttle passes through this loop, it creates a lock stitch by intertwining the top thread with the lower bobbin thread. The shuttle's movement is synchronized with the needle's up and down motion. The shuttle was pushed around by pieces of metal, tightly enough that it didn't fall out, but with enough of a gap for the thread to pass all the way around the shuttle. This type of sewing machine was incredibly common in the late 1800s. Many millions of just the Singer Model 27 were made.
So is this just referencing the... Look at how carefully how the gear is rotating. Looks familiar. It's continually rotating back and forth, similarly to pronation, supination. The gear.
And they were built
This?
incredibly robustly. There are many machines that are now over 100
Oh, the
years
gear?
old that are still working. Sewing machines were developed in the late 1800s. Many millions of just the Singer Model 27 were made, and they were built incredibly robustly. There are many machines that are now...
How does the... What? How does the gear translate to this?
now over 100 years old that are still working. Sewing machines...
Yeah, I don't understand this. Your wrist is the gear? Alright, anyways. The answer to streaming speed is not stream till you feel a burn in your forearm. Trust me, bro. Just play more, bro. The answer is simple. It's efficient physics, bro. This post is kind of missing how to actually do it. I think you saw that pretty well by calling Ninrick's technique the most efficient. I don't know if you ever really watch his replays. He has a pretty noticeable gallop in his tapping. I think it's important to also state the things that you'll lose by using a technique like this. First, rotation / vibro can be useful as long as you want to play speed and not streams. Weird how you didn't put Secret Box, Shigatora, White Cat, Forum in the bad example side, even though they are some of the most notable tapping players, and they do not do this. Yes, Forum is a tapping player. Extremely controlled and stable tapping is the most important part of both aim control and space streams. I consider this similar to vibro, by the way, because the bicep / jitter click muscle plays a large part in rotating the forearm. Also, the sewing machine literally makes 0 sense. We do not have gears and flywheels and pulleys in our wrists. Why are they 0.5 second clips, dude? Just show an actual clip. Rank 400 speed player here. This is something I realized is quite true. Looking back at my hand cam replays over the years, there was a movement around when I just entered 3-digit where my technique changed, seemingly to include whatever thingy magic mentioned. I used to tense on my forearms and a lot when pushing speed, which really capped me at 250 BPM max. Even 1 second of 260 was impossible, kind of just like BTMC. So now I don't really tense up much anymore, and from what I feel, much more relaxed streaming. And seeing my own hand cams, yeah, there's a lot of forearm rotation. Can't say how much, but I can say it's not tense anymore. Overall, the entire thingy is somewhat true. I don't know if it's 100% true or what, but I do know some links between what was said compared to the old and current me. Though technique is not the only thing required to learn speed, playing long stream maps until your arms burn is more about training stamina and conditioning your hands to tap. You won't be able to stream 270 without being able to stream 260. Playing long stream maps definitely help too, but without proper technique, you only get so far. Just like me spamming Yomiuri 2,000 times as a 6-digit, which yes did make me learn 220 somewhat stamina-wise, but I couldn't push further for a long time. As a 4-digit, I spammed Spiritual Relief, constant 230 BPM death streams, which, while yes, it did give me more stamina for 230, it also allowed me to start pushing into 240 and 250. Now I'm spamming stuff like Megalomania, the Empress, rate changed maps like Valley of the Damned, Power of the Dragon Flame, all 260 to 270. Is it helping? For me, yes, but it's the only thing need to improve? No. Just like every other skill in life, improving speed is finding the right balance and refining every single detail. At least to me it is. It took me 4 years to find a relatively comfortable technique, a lot of training and perseverance. Can anyone learn speed? Definitely. It's not a genetics thing for sure. So yeah, this post is most part helpful. Hell, it's probably made me figure out why I messed up my technique recently in the past week. I'll get about trying stuff. How do I learn this forearm rotation technique? Because my technique is exactly the same as the what not to do list of players. Maybe that's why after 1,050 hours of the game, I can't stream above 190 and touch 230 BPM bursts, even with the save device. Didn't read this yet, but tapping is genetics. Kappa Ross. What up, Fiery? Okay, non-rage bait response now that I read through this post a bit. I kind of already talked about it a bit here, but this post seems kind of misleading. You go into depth about why rotation of the farm is good, but never goes beyond top speed players may be using this, which kind of defeats the whole point of saying the secret to speed discovered, if it's something people have been emulating for years now. It doesn't really help that simplifying everything to rotate your arm more while downplaying practice and effort you put into pushing yourself honestly makes this post come across as a bit patronizing more than everything. You're just replacing play more with something else at this point. Not trying to downplay the effort here. It's obviously put time into this whole thing. There's kind of an aura of belittlement that emanates from this that makes me not really want to take this seriously. What does BTMC's jaw have to do with anything? Yo! I only skimmed it, but with some players like Kamshik, you'll see their mouths moving in weird ways as a response to the exertion their hand is doing to get the speed they are at. Could be referencing that. Meanwhile, Willie... Chat, have you guys seen Willie try to play? Willie Osu. Give me a clip. Wait, let me find the death stream section.
I would like always call my ISP.
Aspect, I hosted Diosu. Watch a Masterpiece one. Masterpiece.
I'd be so tired.
I want to see him hit the hard part. Let's go, Willie! Let's go! Clutch that job, baby! Yeah! Oh shit, dude, he's munching! Willie, when he goes to a 3-star Michelin-starred restaurant called Master of Peace. Oh my god.
There we go. 738.
So funny. I think I like the part of the nervous system that lets you vibrate body parts because this post felt like the most unapplicable advice I've ever read. If I could move my wrist at 250 BPM, I would not ask how to move my wrist at 250 BPM. I'm not able to vibrate to trill the piano, to rock my wrist faster than 100 BPM, and moving it seems more exaggerated movements and keeping it still. Now what? Leave BTMC jaw alone. Reported. Damn. All right. Listen. Outside of the fact of me getting absolutely called out and shredded by this post, I'm open to the advice that free accuracy is outlining here. Okay? I'm open to it. Let's figure out how to do this wrist rotation technique. Forearm rotation. How rotation immediately changes your playing.
When I first went to play for Dorothy Taubman, I thought she was a witch when she said, "Do you have backaches?" And I said, "Yes, I've always had them, but what does it have to do with piano playing?" She said the back muscles tighten up to keep you from falling off the piano. It's amazing to know that what we do here can hurt all the way to the back and all the way down the back and the shoulders.
So one of my big goals this year is to expand my repertoire a bit, to fill in some of the gaps.
Oh wait, I'm not co-streaming PAX West anymore. That's done. Learning the secret to Osu stream speed. Osu.
I haven't played yet. One of the pieces I picked up is Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. I was working on the third movement and having a pretty hard time with it when I remembered an extremely important principle that I had somehow not
Osu
been
categories
incorporating.
start the timer.
After decades of playing the piano, hearing it from teacher after teacher, seeing other pianists using it, advising it to my own students, I still needed to be reminded of this. Rotation. Most pianists, no matter at what level you are, have heard this term. But what exactly is rotation? And why is it so important for piano playing? What's the part of our body that's doing the rotating anyway?
The leg rotates in both directions. The arm rotates in
What?
both directions. Every finger rotates in both directions. The head rotates in both. None of that has to do with rotation.
It is primarily, though, a forearm rotation. It is not a wrist rotation. Some people talk about wrist rotation, but we cannot rotate from the wrist. The hand can't rotate without the forearm. So it's really basically a forearm rotation that we're thinking about.
Before we continue though, I would
Oh,
encourage
shit.
you all to rotate your fingers right down to the subscribe button.
Get rotated,
we are on our way
idiot!
to reaching 200,000 subscribers and we need your help. So take a second and subscribe. There is a huge catalog of work on Taubman's teachings, including lessons by Edna Golansky and Robert Durso, in which they really break down what the Dorothy Taubman technique entails and how it can really help you become a better pianist. This information is really helpful at finding ease and greater musicality, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned professional. As always, be sure to check the link in the bio below to sign. I'm Robert Flights from Convict.
The arm when we do rotation.
Go.
It's useful just to think for a little bit about what happens in the arm when we do rotation. The forearm has two bones. There's the ulnar, which stays fairly static, and then there's the radius, which rotates around the ulnar.
Ulnar and the radius.
So it does this movement.
And rotating at the piano consists of being in this position and rolling back to this position.
Really, the most comfortable and most natural position for the arm is the one that we're in when we're walking down the street.
See, you're at rest like this. You know, for example, the Pope blesses the people like this, never like this. So this is where the bones are parallel, see?
I always keep returning to this position because that relaxes the arm and it stops you from building up tension, which then it's difficult to release from.
And if you all want to learn how to rotate immediately, this is what you do. Pretend that you're putting a key in the door and turn the key. See? You're rotating.
One of the things that we encourage people to do is to put their arm in front of their body like this and to turn the palm of their hand towards their heart and turn it towards the floor and to observe the back of your forearm and see what you see. And what's happening is that there's a stable bone inside the arm that goes to the elbow and another bone which is revolving around that stable bone. That's very important to understand, that the elbow in this direction has a certain stability.
The upper arm is moved by slow and sluggish muscles, so it's incapable of moving quickly. And you can see, do it without playing the piano, and you see immediately that you tire very quickly.
Yeah, my arms
You
are
move
tired,
the
bro.
forearm, and it feels light and very easy to move, much faster. But still not fast enough for the finger motions, and this is where rotation comes into it.
Rotation's important because it enables the playing mechanism to stay connected at every moment. In other words, if I say to you that it's important to be connected finger, hand, and arm when I put a key down, I can't suddenly disconnect the mechanism and have my finger reach for the next note and feel that the playing's going to feel very good. So what rotation does is it helps us move very effectively left and right. So if I turn my forearm, I can get to many places on the keyboard, and I can do it very fast.
Now, I strongly recommend that if rotation is a problem for you, you practice quite a lot at just the interval of a fifth until that feels really loose and comfortable, and you can do it for maybe quite a few bars.
Wait, is this the fucking reason that Baxter switched to pinky thumb? Because, like, that forces him to do, like, wrist rotations, right? I've actually got an injury? What? Wait, what happened? Oh, thanks for the host, Deep Skylight. What's up? Sports? Sports injury, apparently. He was playing sports and hurt his middle. Oh, shit. Okay. If he got a hand injury, then I can hit him up with my doctor. BTMC comeback? Yeah, I'm back, baby. Finally done living in an airplane. Bro's gonna lock in and do 250 finally. Hey, listen, man. I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying my best. Set Roblox Osu PP record. Actually, I made some Roblox friends recently. Maybe that could be fun. Just thought to help out a small streamer. My man. Do you think Baxter is coming back too? Listen. I don't think you guys understand that Baxter is just chill. He's just chill, you know what I'm saying? Like, there is no, oh, I'm going to come back to Osu. Oh, I'm going to leave Osu. There's just, I'm going to play some Osu. I'm not going to play some Osu. Blah, 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 blah. It's not that deep, bro. It's funny. Baxter switched the same reason you switched. Baxter is fine, but fine now, but you got used to it. Oh, kind of like how I injured my middle finger and I switched to ring index. And so Baxter injured his middle finger and he switched to thumb ring finger. Bro, I got my first 100 PP play. All right, let's see. It's CB Dwayne. All right, DT on my Reshem something. Oh, no way. The Rafa skin. Or is it the Wolf skin? Vote now on your phones. Okay, he hit the jumps. 91% accuracy. Wow. You crushed it, bro. First 100 PP play. Damn. And you gained 7,500 ranks off of that. That's crazy, bro. Congratulations. You could destroy MREC. You could be the one. All right, I actually did want to see something, though. Hold up. Damn, how the fuck did you hit that? Damn! You edged it! Alright, that's interesting. Alright, anyways. I bet Ed couldn't FC this right now. Brew, talk shit. If you're going to talk shit, you better be ready to back that back it up. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? My Reshem. My Reshem Keynote Lenti. Welcome to OS. Pretty sure I have this map. My Reshem. Oh, fuck.
сети совсем внезапно, ну, впрочем, как и всегда, появился сиквел. Это спойлер. А, ну да. Этот трейлер показал нам нового героя и очень много
Oh, damn. I already have my tablet drivers up.
Мы режем кино.
TT. I bet. Alright, chat. Let's see if I'm better than whatever rank he is.
С вами я, Петакран. С вами я, Петакран. Поехали. В сети совсем внезапно, ну, впрочем, как и всегда, появился тизер сиквела. Это спойлер. А, ну да. Этот трейлер показал нам нового героя и очень много интересных моментов, хорош трепаться. Мы режем кино.
Alright, you're right. Wait, what rank is he? What rank is he? Ah, shit! Are you better than a 6-digit? Nope. Nope. Hey, listen, but if I learned the Ninarek, if I learned the Xylus, if I learned the MREC technique, things would be different. It's true. It's true. It's true. Did you learn the secret? Xylus. I'm in the process. I'm watching sewing machines in hopes that I can learn the secret.
The second patent that Wilson received in...
What the fuck was this all about, dude? I have no idea.
Without getting tired. We're going to play the fifth finger and just rest on it. Really feel that the forearm is completely loose and floppy. And then start to just tap the thumb. And then you can do 2 taps. And then 3. And so on. And then you can start to add in the fifth.
So what I find happening is that, like, while I'm doing this, like, occasionally my hand will start to rest on one finger and I'm just like, I'm like anchored on one finger, you know? Like, I start anchoring on one and then I'm just like doing this, you know? Oh, Jake, what's up? Jake, you could change the game. As a piano player, you could be the one to become a god epic speed player. Okay? You could do it. 6-digit, by the way. Hey, listen, you're literally better than me. I couldn't FC a 6-digit stop play. All right. Wait, so Jake, do you do this like hand rotation shit? How do you like support, like what's supporting your wrist when you're doing this? Do you like rest your, what the fuck? Cause like, unless you're resting it on like your wrist. Piano players hover their wrist? Is your entire body hovering? Like, okay, maybe I lower my desk. So that means I have this closer?
Loki, you want to see?
Jake, teach me. All right, how do you do it? Cause like, the reference here is that all these like incredible speed players like do this wrist rotation shit. Okay, you see this? Well, okay, maybe that's not the best one.
That is ass form is what that is. What is it?
Hold up.
None of these, everything you've clicked, I've not seen a finger, single wrist rotation.
This is supposedly the tech though, cause like hold on. They busted out like a sewing machine for this shit, like that. Like this is it. You see this? Like this is what they mean by like wrist rotation. It's like super hyper optimized so that they can do like 270, 280, 320 BPM shit. You know? But like, listen. I need you to understand the context of this right now, okay? This guy made an entire like thread about how to be fast at the game. They added like what to do and what not to do. I am the first example of what not to do. I'm being called out right now, dude.
Bro, you said your shoulder and jaw exerting maximum tension.
He's flaming my jaw. Like, what did my jaw have to do with anything here?
Are your shoulders strained when you're playing?
So this is the example that he showed. You see my shoulder? Do you see like my mouth? Do you see like my forearm, my wrist? It's like doing all this shit. And so that's at like 250 BPM. So that's because like I put the tension basically like in my extensor muscles, which is like,
oh, you gotta use this, bro. You gotta use your whole, well, you're not gonna flex it, but sometimes when I stream, I'm a beginner, by the way. Okay. When I do stream, it's like low-key sometimes my arms like not on the table.
Whoa, it's like
it's floating. So that way like I have like more room to like.
So when you play, do you like, are you like rotating your arm like this when you're playing?
Not to that like dramatization,
like more optimal,
but like it
does.
There is rotation instead of like flexing. Like I'm not like that. It's like I'm like turning it. It's like, cause like. I feel like a lot of people rest their arm or like their wrist. Oh. Wait. I feel like a lot of people you motherfuckers.
Wait, I broke the can. Wait, I'm fixing it. Wait, there we go. It's back.
Yeah, a lot of people rest their wrists like on here.
Wait, I have a pro speed player in the chat right now. Like, Xylus, is this the tech?
I don't lift my like I don't have my wrist like on the keyboard sometimes. I'm like it like lifts depending on like how long the stream is, because I don't want to like. I also don't use my.
Oh yeah, you use index.
I use my index. I alternate too, so I'm always like pressing either or.
It's fucking.
I want to play Osu now.
Hold. Xylus, pro speed player, sent me the tech. Hold up.
But that's just me. Pro speed player.
In my 5+ years of being
7 minutes?
7 minutes ago? Yo! You upload this shit just for me? Yo! Xylus, my boy. I knew it. I fucking knew it. You made this video for me. Thank you.
In Osu, the question I get asked the most is, more or less, how do I tap faster? I always gave the answer of play more to the point of feeling the burn in your forearm, rest and recover, and repeat. Simply because that's how it felt that
Are you reading a fucking script?
Simply because that's how it felt.
You're reading a script! Come on, Xylus. You don't have to make this so formal, you know? We're just chilling and we're just like talking tech. Come on, bro.
That I got to that point. But today on stream, go follow me by the way, please. I was shown a Reddit post that opened up my eyes. The post pretty much covers everything I'm gonna talk about.
Open up your eyes?
but
Wait, that's
a lot
racist.
Of people seem to have troubles understanding what all of it means or how to do any of it. So I'm making this video to help everyone understand better. I used to believe that technique didn't matter at all and training was all you needed.
Wait. I need to get top comment real quick. The tech is to use your jaw.
The reason behind this was because players like Eterna and Arison are two of the greatest speed players of all time, but they seemed to have different techniques, at least to me and many others. I thought that, well, Arison rotated his arm and Eterna didn't rotate his arm and used pure finger power. However, these two techniques are actually the same. Eterna's technique was just so refined that the arm rotation was so small to the point where you can hardly even notice it. Which makes sense. He's debatably the speed player farthest ahead of their time. The important note here is that the valuable technique is arm rotation. Piano history has solved the obstacle of trilling keys over 100 years ago. Here is a 70-year-old tapping up to 230 BPM bursts on heavy piano keys. Do you still think genetics is gonna stop you from doing the same? Nope. It's all technique.
Jay, are you just reading the fucking thread and calling it the secret to fast Osu tapping? Wait, that's literally what I do, except I'm shameless about it. No.
And the arm rotations. I myself also thought I used purely my fingers, and I thought arm rotations weren't necessary at all. But I just happened to be lucky enough to have this motion burned into my muscle memory for so many years that I didn't even realize I was using any arm rotations until this Reddit post pointed it out, as I was the last example of using arm rotations apparently. And that's when I realized in reality I was using arm rotations. And now that I think about it, practically every speed player I can even imagine does it. It's just not always easy to catch and can be barely visible sometimes. So basically, good technique is using torque to get your tapping to renew momentum. Bad technique is strictly using muscles that move your two fingers individually, or whatever the fuck this is.
Yo!
Once you refine this technique to the point where the arm rotation is minimal, you can hardly see the arm rotation, which is why I for so long thought I only used my fingers without any forearm movements. Pay attention to my thumb and pinky and you will definitely notice the rotation. Anyways, my advice for pushing speed and tapping from this point on is as follows. If you have already incorporated torque into your tapping, then awesome. Keep practicing and pushing BPMs outside your comfort zone. If you unfortunately don't have that technique in your muscle memory, try practicing this motion. Try it on your own time, practice it on your keyboard, turn on no fail and give it a shot on O2, regardless of how uncomfortable.
That shit is hard. What the fuck is this? AI overview. The image shows a YouTube video about Balatro, a poker-inspired roguelike deck building game. Ah, shit, I just accidentally burned down an entire forest, evaporated 1 billion gallons of water, and made OpenAI $20 million.
Purely my fingers, and I thought, then awesome. Keep practicing and pushing BPMs outside your comfort zone. If you unfortunately don't have that technique in your muscle memory, try practicing this motion. try it on your own time, practice it on your keyboard, turn on no fail and give it a shot on OC.
Why Xylus kind of beautiful, bro? That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm fucking saying. Xylus is low-key the Rizzler. If you know, you know.
Well, it can be. It's scientifically the most efficient way to tap. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching.
And let me rotate that wrist for you,
guys
baby.
Some other time.
Oh shit, Raffle is streaming right now. Only subscribers of 5 minutes or more can send messages? I'm not subscribed?
We might have held too many there.
Oh, fuck me. I guess we'll come back in 5 minutes. I was gonna ask him if never mind. Alright, chat. Here we go. We gotta practice the vibro tech. Or the wrist rotating tech. Okay, I think I need to move my shit closer. BBPS Osu, thank you. Alright, chat, let's start with something slow. Chat, what's a slow map? Tower of Heaven. Oh shit.
Sosu gifted a tier 1 sub to Trice Domesto.
Shit, I'm using my fingers. Okay, it's weird because, like, I can kind of see the vision on longer streams, but the moment I have to do a start or a stopping, like a burst or a triple, like, I don't see any conceivable way to do that with, like, wrist rotation. All right, let me try a long stream practice map. Extra slow maps and DMs? Hold up. Oh! What the fuck is this? Long jump stream practice maps? All right, hold up. Okay. I can't remember which one I actually played. Alright. This is weird. It was like Axioma. Or oh, there we go. Axion. But this is Jump Stream. Like, what the fuck? Alright, whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. 200 BPM it is. Shit, I'm going too slow. I can't tell if I'm doing it right. I have an idea. Chat, I was going to make a video out of this, but then I got backlogged to oblivion. I'm going to try using this. The ergonomic Osu keypad. Basically, it sits at an angle that's more ergonomic for your wrist. Because this is kind of like hyperextending it. Your arm wants to be like this. So this puts it at like a medium middle ground. So that hopefully this is going to be easier. So we'll see. Let's see if this is more comfortable. Oh, what the hell?
BTMC hype.
Ah, shit. Wait, I have to like... Ah, shit. I'm gonna plug my mouse. Alright, let's see how this works. Shit, it keeps moving. Ah, damn. Alright, let's just see how this works. Oh, this feels a lot more comfortable. Shit, I need to set my keybinds. My mouse doesn't work. Osu. Outside of the fact that it's moving, it actually kind of works. Hold up. Wait, I see the vision. Arm. It feels a lot more comfortable, but I'm still not solving the issue, which is like, am I supposed to rest my arm somewhere, or am I supposed to like actually just keep it hovering? Ah, whatever. I'll explore this idea more later. Didn't you hear that Zyla said to stream BPMs out of your comfort zone? For like this technique? Um, damn, I don't even know what maps to put on. Well, something around 250. But the seat? Okay, fine. I was trying to avoid playing that, but... Oh, shit. Okay. I'm like, I still don't get it. There has to be some sort of anchor. Like, there's no way that this makes sense unless there's an anchor. If your entire hand is just like hovering, then the anchor is your shoulder. But like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, you would have to have your shoulder engaged basically your entire play session. That makes no sense. I know some people like anchor with their thumb on the keyboard. Middle as an anchor? Ooh, wait a second. That's interesting. Rest elbow on the table and hover your wrist. Hold on. Chat, we are grinding now. Okay, I'm actually having an issue understanding whether or not I'm even doing the wrist rotation or if I'm doing just my normal tech. Cause like sometimes like with my normal tech, I do incorporate a bit of like wrist motion. So like I can't tell if I'm like streaming either with that wrist motion rotating forearm as like the dominant like movement, or if it's like just my normal tech. I literally don't even know. A quadruped's ring finger keybind is one row higher than his index finger keybind. Example D and B. Maybe it's a secret tech. You could just emulate the exact same thing by like angling your keyboard a weird way. Have you tried button 1, button 1, button 2 keybinds like CXV? What? Try flexing your wrist on the table and shaking your hand slightly while pressing the keys. I thought you said you would never play laser and it was for little babies. I never said that. I said that I would switch to laser eventually, and I said that for 2, maybe 3 years, and then I switched to laser like a couple months ago. So weird. Okay, so like I actually can't tell. Cause like I feel like when I try to do in a more optimized motion of my wrists, like rotating back and forth, it is just how I normally play streams. Cause like, to make it clear, I don't use I'm not using like the lifting up finger motion for like my key presses, right? I don't play Osu like this. In fact, I can't do that. Like literally just by using like my ring finger, I literally don't have the finger control. Like that, the finger control doesn't exist for me to lift up my ring finger independently. You know what I'm saying? Like it is my wrist doing that. And so like when I'm streaming, it does kind of already implement a bit of like that. You see, like it is kind of already implementing a bit of that like forearm rotation shit. You see how like my forearm is kind of moving already, just like a little bit? Yeah, but you kind of tweak out and tense your whole arm and shoulder at higher BPMs. Yeah, but that's because I'm trying to maintain like a certain like technique, you know? Like ideally, obviously that doesn't happen, right? But like when you're trying to maintain something, sometimes you accidentally tense up something and that messes you up. So you have to like correct for that. Like ideally, yes, I would be more optimized and just like do whatever, just like I'm at lower BPMs. Like, hold on. Let me just try playing a map with this zoomed in and just use my normal tech. Like when you use an example of me having bad technique and say that I have bad technique, like saying that I have bad technique because you pulled one clip of me having bad technique doesn't mean that my technique is bad, you know? Hold on. Okay, this is where my wrist is. Okay, let me play normally. And I'll have you guys judge whether or not that's like the wrist rotation technique. shit. All right, so like that's what it normally looks like. But like, do you see how I mean? How like technically it introduces some amount of that like forearm rotation already? So like I feel like I already have the tech. I just need to optimize it, you know? And you know, optimizing it is just hard. Which, if there are any experts in the chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. Bro, your technique is already cracked. You just need to actually play the game. Yeah, I just need to lock the fuck in. That's what I've been saying. How am I a raider? Literally. What the? Ed, you're a top player for a reason game. You have a better technique than most of you. I think you're overthinking. Well, like, the reason why... Well, I credit part of the reason why I'm a top player is because I'm open to trying something new. And, like, this idea sounds like it has some merit to it. Like, I don't do a lot of the things that I did in this video 3 years ago. Like, you can see that my wrist is clearly anchored to the bottom here, right? You can see that, like, I'm tensing up my wrist, like, specifically this area of my wrist a lot. And I don't do that. Like, I try not to do that. Sometimes, like, if I lose control, yes, I do that. But, like, that's the thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm pushing myself to my limits. Ideally, I play at, like, 80%, you know? Chief Queep, what the fuck, dude? That is a crazy first message. That is like what? What? Oh my god. All right, anyways. Actually, who even is Free Accuracy? Are they a speed player themselves? Because, like, I would love to have them come on my stream and actually analyze my technique today and actually tell me if I'm doing it right. Because that'd be great. The one big criticism that I agree with a lot is the fact that, like, they show what is wrong and what is right, but they don't show how to do the right thing. Do you still have that Pro X thing? It might be easier to do. Oh, the capacitive touchpad? I do still have it, but no, I'm not gonna bust it out. Your technique will improve unconsciously, big dog. If you alternate between green index and middle index, you can cheese even more stamina out of it, but oh well. Also, Sex with Hitler 2 is a real game on Steam, but you cannot search it on stream. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, thank you. Time to rage bait BTMC. No, there's definitely, like, it's made me more conscious of, like, what the right technique or what I'm aiming for, because I've had this feeling of, like, when I'm doing something right and when I'm doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? And, like, oftentimes what this thread has made me realize is that when I'm doing the thing right, it is like this motion of, like, this. Like, obviously, I'm not playing streams by doing this, right? You can see that clearly from my own technique that I'm doing this to a certain extent, right? I just never, like, put a label on it. If your wrist is over the strain, you can piss around and have autistic strain where you have where you're trying to channel the strain into another part of your body. What? Hey, wait till they add drag clicking into Osu. CPS test. Here we go, baby. Fuck, I'm trolling. Damn, I'm slow as fuck. Butterfly clicking is probably more efficient at this point. Damn. Anyways. Wait, your mouse drags? What the fuck? What mouse you got? I got, well, I went to Gamescom and I hit up the Lamzu booth and they were like, yo, you're BTMC, I know you. And then I started talking with them, had a nice conversation with them. They gave me one of their most popular mics. It's a Maya X, and I actually really like it. More importantly, I like these stickers that it comes with, like the grip shit. Cause like this is hella good for drag clicking, as I fail at drag clicking. Like this is insanely good at drag clicking. So yeah. Did I used to use electrical tape? Electrical tape never worked for me, unfortunately. They're asking to sponsor you. Reach out and get that cash. Hey, chat, I've never heard of Lamsu until I went to Gamescom. So, like, who knows? Like, the mouse I used before was a Endgame Gear XM2, I think. They're like 8,000 hertz wireless gaming mouse, which I thought that was already pretty nice. Can you overuse drag clicking to the point where you smooth out the pattern? It's not really. The pattern doesn't really matter. It's more of like the materials. Like there's something about it that just makes your finger just like vibrate against it. Not penis. I have my agency take care of that stuff. Don't worry. All right, let's try playing something faster. Wait, is this not the rank version? Hello? Oh, it is. Where's the leaderboard? Ah, there it is. I'm trying to understand what they do, like, cause like it seems pretty like pretty well understood that speed players at like a high level are vibrating to a certain extent. I'm not, like, I'm trying to avoid vibration. When I vibrate, that's when this happens. Like, my entire arm, my shoulder is so tense, and I'm using the vibration along with like my key presses to basically, you know, add that into extra hits. But obviously, that sucks. Your technique is already really optimized. Nobody can dash 220 BPM with poor form. Even players like Bagsay refined it to pinky index. The real challenge is now optimizing past yourself. With wrist rotation comes naturally when pushing top speed. You can't sustain 220 standard without it. At this level, the only path to stream fast is refining what you already have, which is play more. Yeah, I mean, I still feel like it's worth trying other things. Stole my take, Lamau. I do like the idea of I do like the idea of having one action or one command do two actions. Cause like instead of pressing down, pressing up, pressing down, pressing up, like the act of rotating allows you to press down on one and at the same time lift up on the other finger. You know what I'm saying? And then when you rotate the other way, you're naturally lifting up the finger, one finger, and then pressing down on the other. Like that sort of optimization is valuable and can make a tangible difference. But the question is like, how do you sustain that? What happened? Ungodly artifact on the audio? Wait, what happened? What the fuck? All functional techniques are built on the same foundation, whether using thumb, pinky, index, middle, or any other combo. Human anatomy works the best when multiple muscles contribute to the same action, creating efficiency and reducing strain compared to isolating one area. Mastery comes from finding a balance between coordination and control. When monkey use more muscles, monkey has more efficiency. That's dope. Your stream is shitting itself. Wait. Can you send a clip of stream dying? I'll investigate. Uh-oh. My internet is dying. Oh, it is dying. Oh, what the fuck? Wait. I see the problem. One sec. My download is good. What about the upload? Oh, it looks like it's stabilized. It might be fine now. Try refreshing. Okay, I think we're good. Wow, that was insane. Try refreshing if there's a delay. Yeah. We love having chronic issues on the live stream. Yep. My favorite. Can you play the game, please? No. Instead, I will play anything but the game. I just lost the game. Wait, what if I saw through the CTB? What is CTB like in laser?
Go mid, bro. Bro, go mid, bro. They're pushing, bro.
Control B.
Go mid. Go
brain power.
Should have went mid, bro. God, should have
Love.
went mid, man. He didn't go mid.
All right, here we go,
Should have
chat.
went mid, guys.
Let's see if we got it. Let's see if we got it. Keybinds. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, what the fuck? Wait, why are there two of them? Shit. Wait, why is there two? Gameplay? Damn, okay. Play CTB on laser and see it's fine? There's some little knickknacks. Damn it. Going too far. Fuck me, dude. Oh my god. Oh no, dude. Fuck, I'm going too early. Arm. Come on. No! Fuck me! Oh! Alright, one last try, that's it. That doesn't count. Oh, come on. Oh. Oh my god. Well, how am I missing? What am I missing on? Bruh. Dude, it's always that one object. Huh? I'm going off of that too early. It's actually a bug in CTB on Lays, I think. When you die, the fruits still fall, and you can hear the sound effects of you catching them while you're already dead. Yeah, there are also the bugs of, like, the fruit still falling while I'm already dead as well. Like, I see it, like, come out from my platter. Bruh. Oh, what the fuck am I missing on? No, wait, I just saw it happen. I give up.
See you next time.
All right, chat. I need to get going. Enjoy life, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching. Today was pretty fun. This story was very interesting. I will keep this thread in mind as I continue playing. However, I still need to wrap around this sort of forearm rotation movement thing.
BTMC isn't so great. Are you kidding me? When was the last time you saw a player with such aim ability and movement with a tablet?
Weird.
Edward puts the game on another level, and we will be blessed if we ever see a player with his skill and passion for the game again. Cookitsi breaks records. Rafis breaks records. Edward breaks the rules. You can keep your statistics. I prefer the magic.
Thank you, Evie. Captain Zero, if I do the responsible thing, I will never play Balatro ever again. Will that actually happen? Let's find out. Wait, what the heck? Why is no one streaming Osu right now? Is Osu dead? What the? What happened? When are you playing Uma again? If I do the responsible thing, I will never play Uma Musume again. Will that actually happen? Let's find out. Oh, Mr. Dinglepuss is streaming. Open multi-lobby. What the fuck? Wait, his overlay has like evolved.
Thank you for the follow.
Mr. Dinklepuss, have you heard of the calf rotation technique? Chat, someone needs to send the secret to Osu stream speed to Mr. Dinklepuss. It's time for the Mr. Dinklepuss speed arc to begin. Oh, what the hell? He plays on a huge tablet. That's like a Zoodinator tablet. Wait, that's actually kind of crazy. What the?
Damn, I made a comeback. Close game, Johnny Big Boy. Close game.
Alright, chat, enjoy life.
That was a weird
Now
one.
that was fun.
If you see his feet rotate, though, true.
God damn it! I was scrolled down. I thought Lady Gaga was next.
All right, see you guys. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one, guys. See you guys tomorrow. All right, peace out.
Can you do that one German song? I have a lot of German songs. But